Roads are crumbling in Athens after a week of rain and flooding. The Southeast Ohio Center is getting some money from the state of Ohio, but is it enough?
And in sports, high school playoffs are just heating up in the combo. Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
Last week's rain and flooding is now causing problems with roads all over southern Ohio. Good evening, I'm Clark Wicks. Thanks for joining us. The Ohio Department of Transportation is scrambling to fix what they call slips, also commonly referred to as landslides. This one is on State Route 329 in Athens County. ODOT says these slips are a result of rain causing the ground to become extremely saturated. When the ground under the road gets that wet, the raised embankment used to hold the road in place rotates and the pavement breaks and slides down. ODOT says a crew will take a sample of the soil on State Route 329 before designing a construction and repair plan. ODOT says fixing the slip on State Route 329 is their top priority because the road is completely closed. Slips have also partially closed other roads in the region. State Route 550, 2 miles west of the Washington County line, State Route 78 in Athens County near the Hocking County line, and State Route 56 in Hocking County between State Route 664 and State Route 374 are all restricted to one lane. ODOT says they do not know when the roads will reopen. The Ohio legislature released its proposed budget and breakdown of who will receive what amount of money. WOUB's Abby Grisay takes a look at the local impact.
The building that houses the Southeast Ohio History Center is over 100 years old, and Executive Director Tom O'Grady is trying to make it last even longer than that.
We're expecting the work that we do here to last another century or 2 centuries, and so we want to do it right, and so this building's going to require a lot of money in the coming years.
But the state of Ohio isn't offering much in the way of monetary support. In the proposed Ohio budget for fiscal year 2019 to 2020, the center is allotted $100,000.
We applied for considerably more than that, and so we're delighted to get $100,000.
In fact, the center asked for $450,000 to help pay for structural improvements. So that money, which will only be used on the building, won't go very far.
The true value in an old building is more than the price of the building or the price of the projects, because once you lose it, then it's invaluable.
For now, the center will use what funds they can get from the state and try to raise as much money from elsewhere as they can.
We've never regretted anything we've preserved, but we have regretted a lot of the things that we let go.
For WOUB News, I'm Abby Grisay.
The state usually passes a final version of the budget in the summer. Now, trapping bobcats may be legal in Athens County. The Ohio Division of Wildlife is hosting an open house this Saturday in order to unveil their bobcat management plan. According to the Division of Wildlife, limiting the trapping to 60 bobcats statewide would improve their ability to manage bobcats in Ohio's 3 different zones. Zone B, which includes Athens County, would limit bobcat trapping to 20 in the area. Today kicks off Development Disabilities Awareness Month. This morning, to mark the occasion, about 100 people came out for their first ever March on Court Street for Disabilities Awareness. People lined up at Baker Center and walked to the courthouse where there was a brief presentation. The march was organized by the Athens Board of Developmental Disabilities.
You know, different groups of people get kind of swept under the rug, and we need to realize that every life is valuable, every life has a purpose, and we need to come out and support that today.
I mean, it's a great statement to make, regardless of the weather. I don't think the weather has dampened anybody's spirits here today. It's like we're one huge community embracing everybody of all abilities, and so that's what this is all about.
The motto of the walk was "See the able, not the label." Now we're going to go to Meredith to look at our weather.
Welcome back to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm forecaster Michaela Gress. Overall today was a very gloomy day, very, very rainy as we went throughout the day today. Now as we go into tonight, expect to see about the same. As we're sitting at 47 degrees right now, it's pretty windy out there. The pressure is sitting at 29.62 inches and rising. And as we look around the region today, we're seeing that the 40s are about the common for most of the area. As we look and see that Ripley's sitting at 52, it's going to be windy, it's going to be cloudy, so there's not much really to expect as we go into the evening tonight. Now, as we go into the headlines, we're going to be talking about a lot about spring as we come in. There's showers and there's a sunny weekend coming up now, Clark. I don't know about you, but how are you feeling about this rain tonight? I mean, if you had any plans, I'd wait until tomorrow at least.
That's definitely good to know. I'll be taking my dog for a walk tomorrow. Now, he is only 12 years old, but a West Virginia student is being credited with helping to end a statewide teacher strike. The governor says the preteen's words to him helped change his mind. Teachers returned to class today after being out of school 5 days. Nick Canigliaro reports.
If you put money in schools, you're making smart people. And if you have smart people, you can make more smart investments.
I agree. It was these remarks from Triadelphia Middle School 6th grader Gideon Titus Glover that changed the mind of the highest ranking person in the state of West Virginia.
I'm going to forget Gideon's last name, but his first two names are Gideon Titus. He stood up and he asked me a couple of questions about tourism.
When Governor Jim Justice announced he hasn't stopped thinking about that exchange since yesterday morning, Gideon's mother, Michelle's phone immediately started ringing off the hook. She was already well aware.
I watched the governor, and while he was speaking, I cried because it was really touching that he would listen to my 12-year-old and that my 12-year-old would be able to stand up and speak his mind.
When Gideon stepped up to that microphone, he tells me he never dreamed his words would have such a strong impact.
I think it's kind of crazy. I didn't expect this. People were saying, like, good job, and I got that, but I didn't expect this much to come out of it.
And when Governor Justice mentioned him exclusively as the person who helped change his mind on the work stoppage, Gideon couldn't believe it.
I knew it had to end sometime, but I don't think I was going to be associated with that. I didn't think that, so it came as a huge surprise.
For his parents, knowing their son made this huge of a difference is an amazing moment.
This is a huge step for him to be that outgoing and outspoken. It's amazing. I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of this guy.
I'm, as a teacher, very happy that I get to go back to school because none of us wanted to be out. So what Gideon did helped us to go back to our kids that we love.
Gideon tells me he just didn't agree with everything the governor was saying and he had to step up.
Governor Justice announced Tuesday an agreement with union officials. He says all public employees will receive a 3% raise, and employees in the education sector will receive an additional 2%. He also said that the state will look into a permanent solution to the Public Employment Insurance Agency. Kentucky cigarette smokers and opioid users could be paying extra taxes in the near future. Kentucky House Republicans released the state's 2-year spending proposal yesterday to raise money to cover deficits. Budget Chairman Steve Rudy and Kentucky lawmakers included a tax on opioid prescription painkillers and a 50-cent increase on the state's existing cigarette tax. Kentucky has the highest smoking rate in the country and one of the highest overdose death rates. Donald Trump is holding a summit at the White House today to fight the nationwide opioid epidemic. In October, the Trump administration declared the opioid crisis a nationwide public health emergency. More than 200 people affected by the prescription painkiller and heroin epidemic will get the chance to ask questions and interact with Trump's administration. Ohio is also doing its part to fight opioid addiction. The state has launched Stage 2 of a global technology challenge aimed at putting an end to the opioid crisis. It invites business and innovation experts from around the world to propose technologies for diagnosing, treating, or fighting opioid addiction. Governor John Kasich has been the catalyst behind the $8 million Ohio Opioid Technology Challenge and $10 million in research and development grants. 3 Cleveland police officers are facing charges after 60 sex crimes and child abuse cases went uninvestigated for more than a year. The cases were originally assigned to former sex crimes and child abuse detective Tom Ross. Ross took the cases with him when he was promoted in 2015, but they were never investigated. Commander James McPike has been charged with allowing Ross to take the cases. Sergeant Anthony McMahon has been charged with failing to take the files after Ross's promotion. No decisions have been released. Now, Trump is talking about tariffs. See how the announcement affected the stock market. That story, plus another retailer joins Walmart and Dick's. Find out why when Newswatch returns.
We are here for the same reason, although I suspect we hope for different results.
You know what they say, yeah, the wicked get no rest.
I do not admire you for this.
Looking at my heart in a place.
It's always sex, isn't it?
Got so much to lose.
Love. Poor judgment.
We are not amused. Dear God.
Travel on my left, travel on my right. I've been facing trouble on my side.
This is how you'll be a man.
Are you becoming squeamish?
Oh, God, your mother's here.
The lesbians. They're getting married.
You're having a great time.
God, don't let me lose my mind.
Come and play with us.
Onward and onward!
Good ideas open up a whole new world of possibilities.
The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself.
The sky is the limit.
Where I go, there you are.
President Trump says his administration plans to impose tariffs on steel and aluminum imports next week. The U.S. is expected to place a 25% tariff on steel imports and a 10% tariff on aluminum. The president made the announcement during a listening session with steel and aluminum executives.
We'll probably have everything completed by next week. We'll be imposing tariffs on steel imports and tariffs on aluminum imports, and you're going to see a lot of good things happen.
President Trump has not said if he would exempt some countries from the tariffs. His national security advisors have urged him to do so to avoid hurting key U.S. allies. With Trump's talks about tariffs, stocks are turning sharply lower in afternoon trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped as much as 500 points today. Industrial companies that would take a hit from higher steel and aluminum prices fell. Heavy equipment maker Caterpillar and aerospace giant Boeing both fell. Apple and drug company Pfizer, who would suffer if there were tensions in trade, also dropped. Also in Washington, President Trump is continuing to push for tougher gun control laws. In a bipartisan meeting at the White House with lawmakers yesterday, Trump said he would sign an executive order to ban bump stocks. He also mentioned raising the age to buy certain guns and more aggressive background checks. President Trump says passing a comprehensive bill should be easy, but not everyone agrees.
Percent meaning should be so easy. It should be 100%. Krista, do you have something?
The president called on lawmakers to move in a bipartisan way to end the violence of mass shootings. While debates continue in Washington, a third major retailer says it's putting restrictions in place at their stores. Kroger says it's raising minimum purchase age to 21 for guns and ammunition at 43 of its Fred Meyer locations. Dick's Sporting Goods and Walmart both announced age limit restrictions yesterday. Russian President Vladimir Putin is making some startling claims about his country's missiles and nuclear weapons. During his annual address to lawmakers today in Moscow, Putin said Russia is developing invincible new missiles with almost unlimited range. Putin claimed that Russia has the greatest nuclear potential in the world and asked the world to listen to that. But he added that Russia never had any intention of attacking anybody and would only retaliate if it was attacked. Planned Parenthood has a battle plan for the 2018 midterm elections. The group plans on spending lots of money in 8 states that have competitors race for both governor and the Senate, including Ohio. Planned Parenthood's political entities will spend at least $20 million. The money will be distributed to candidates who support the group's positions in Arizona, Florida, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Now, a video of a flood rescue you don't want to miss. That story still ahead.
And coming up, we'll be saying goodbye to the rain and hello to the sunshine as we take a look into our weekend forecast. And now here is a look at stocks of local interest.
I don't mind saying it.
Now you look like an astronaut.
My dream is to walk on the moon.
2, 1.
Look at this place. It's a crazy design.
It's nearly impossible.
What is the next step toward furthering our presence in the cosmos?
That was something.
Oh, this is incredible. Very, very scary.
Reality is always more unbelievable than anything we could have imagined.
We're literally on the cutting edge.
Unreal.
How's it going, everybody? I am Nick Niehaus, the host of Hardwood Heroes. Be sure to keep up with us all season long. We have action to cover, and all 18 teams of ours are ready to ball out. We will have action for you on Twitter, Facebook, and even Snapchat, so make sure to always be on the lookout. Our shows are only once a week, but the action is almost every day. So make sure to keep up with our YouTube channel to see nightly recaps with our 2 online hosts. We will be your guide through the crazy world of Tri-Valley Conference basketball, so be sure to stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Hari Srinivasan from the PBS NewsHour.
And I'm Mark Brewer from WOUB.
Join me on PBS NewsHour and PBS NewsHour Weekend for the latest news and analysis of the issues that matter most to you.
Weeknights at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 5 right here on WOUB Public Media.
Welcome back to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm forecaster Michaela Gress, or more should I say, happy first day of spring, as today started the meteorological spring season. Now this season runs from March 1st all the way till May 31st, so you still got to go there and enjoy it. Astronomical season doesn't start until March 20th, but it goes all the way till the summer solstice on June 21st. Now that we see on West Green, courtesy roommates, so get ready, spring's coming. Now, look at the almanac. We see today we reached a high of 56 degrees. It was well, but look, the normal is usually 28 records that we set back in 74 and 80 was 74 and 6 degrees. Now, as we're looking at different conditions, we're looking at 47 degrees. It's pretty. Those winds are coming out of the west-north miles an hour. Now, as we're looking at temperatures across the region, we're seeing that all the temperatures across the area are mid and upper 40s, 50s throughout most of the region. Now, as we're looking at the precipcast across the nation right now, you can see that there's 2 low-pressure systems currently sitting very close over Ohio, and there's high pressure systems. They're starting to come back into the area. As we look now tonight, we see that they're still sitting there, but that's bringing in that rain that's going to come through tonight. As we go into tomorrow, the rain's still going to sit up there early in the morning hours, but the sun's going to make its way through very soon. Now, as we look at the overnight conditions tonight, 33 degrees. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be windy. Now, as we go into the bus stop for tomorrow morning. It's going to be 35 degrees, chilly and windy, but it's going to be partly sunny. So it's going to be pretty nice in the morning. As we go for our day-by-day planner, we're going to be seeing that the conditions are going to start out at 35, and then we're going to start to warm you up into the mid-40s. Now, as we look across the areas, same story, mid-40s, upper 40s as we go throughout the day. And as we start looking into that weekend, wow, look at that big ball of sunshine that's going to start coming as we hit into Saturday and into Sunday. And as we go into the work week, we're going to be seeing that sun still sitting there. I don't know about you, Clark, but I am very, very excited for this weekend. It's going to be nice and sunny, nice and warm. It's going to be great.
Well, I know I'm not the only one that's tired of this rain. I went to Stroud's the other day, and it was pretty flooded and muddy throughout the entire area.
Yes, it's been very floody, very nasty, but hey, make sure you have those weekend plans. Go walk your dog, go do something.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now, it is officially the wettest February on record for the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas, and with all that water comes flooding. There have been multiple reports of vehicles stranded in high water. That's just what happened this morning to this driver. The man's vehicle was completely surrounded by the flooded road. Dallas Rescue's crew had to come help the man out of the car window, and then they stayed by his side as he crossed the water to safety.
Hi, I'm Thomas Garver. Coming up, high school playoff action is at the Combo right now, and Harwood Heroes host Nick Niehaus has a live update right after the break. And then last night, I was in the Combo for Taylor Aguilar's senior night, but find out why it didn't go as planned when Newswatch returns.
Going on, Hardwood Heroes fans, I am your host, Nick Niehaus. We are the authority on all things Tri-Valley Conference, and we have all the content you need. Be sure to stay tuned across all of our platforms so you never miss any of the action.
I can't feel my face anymore.
You're doing good. You're just a little slow.
Welcome to madness.
I'm expecting the unexpected. The chicken feet really put me in a foul mood.
Join us for Family Ingredients Season 2.
Show me your mayonnaise, and I'll tell you who you are.
I can't wait to have a taste.
Now that's crispy.
Hello, I'm Paula Kerger, president of PBS. I'd like to tell you about a terrific new membership benefit called PBS Passport. With a qualifying donation, Passport brings more than 1,000 hours of great PBS and local programming to your computer, phone, or digital media player. You can catch up on shows you may have missed or revisit some of your favorites. The best part is that you can watch whenever you want. When you make your qualifying donation, you'll help to make all of the programs you love on this station possible, so don't delay. I know that you're going to love PBS Passport, so please make that donation right now. And thank you for your support.
Welcome back. I'm Thomas Garvick, and let's talk some sports. The Vinton County Vikings are currently taking on the #1 seeded Fairland Dragons, and we go live to Harwood Heroes host Nick Niehaus, who's at the Combo, who has a live update about the game.
Yeah, Tommy's just mentioned I am at the Convo currently. Vinton County take on Fairland, and it is halftime, and they are down 24. Now, they're not the only TVC team that has stamped their way to the Convo. We have more TVC teams playing their district semis and championships here. Now, to check out all of those, make sure to check out Harwood Heroes Sunday night at 11 or Monday at 6. We got you covered. Back to you, Tommy.
Thanks, Nick, and we'll see if the Vikings can come back and keep their season alive. And last night, Nick was also at this game. The Waterford Wildcats wanted to join the Vikings in the convo, but they had to get past the Sims Valley Vikings first. Travis Popmeyer and Bryce Hilverding, the leaders of this team, we pick up action in the fourth quarter. Once down 18 in this game, Vikings guard Austin Manis cans home the three to bring them within one. Fast forward to 45 seconds left in the game. Hilverding, the kid has ice in his veins, dribbles the ball off his foot, recovers, and sinks the three to tie the game. Final sequence, tie game. Hilverding to Noah Huffman for the win, and it's too strong. Hilverding can't believe it, but the Wildcats would survive in overtime, moving on 68-61. And the Wildcats played Peoples in the combo on Sunday with tip-off set for 7:15 p.m. Senior night, a night that Ohio Bobcats guard Taylor Agler was hoping to remember, but it'll be one that Agler will want to forget, and it all started with freshman star Cece Hooks going down in the first quarter. She would not return. That would set the stage for Kendall McCoy, who had a huge first half. And this shot was deeper than your local swimming pool, man. Splash, and a big one at that. Agler right before the half, a nifty spin move there to get open and flips it in to try to keep the Cats in it, but things would only get worse because Lauren Dickerson was the second half act for the Redhawks. And man, does she have a sweet J. Check this out, a nice crossover setback and then buries the three. She had 21. Redhawks cruise 78-56 as Agler comes off the court for a standing O. Cool moment after the game. 8th grader Aiden Booker shared the spotlight with Agler, who's been coming to the team's games all year. And Katie Barker shared an emotional hug with Agler, and she reflected on the relationship after the game.
Katie and I have been very, very close, especially in this last year. I know that was pretty much my class. The junior class, I came in with them. So I feel a strong bond with those girls. And this year, a lot of people doubted us and thought we were just going to be not a good team at all. So I think Katie and I in particular, we made a pact at the beginning of the year that we weren't going to let that happen.
With the loss, Agler and the Bobcats will be the 5 seed in the MAC tournament and will host either Akron or Bowling Green in the convo on Monday. 15 seasons in the NBA and LeBron James isn't slowing down. The King continues to pile on new milestones. For the first time in his career, James averaged a triple-double in the month of February. He also became the first player in NBA history to score 30,000 points, 8,000 rebounds, and 8,000 assists. No big deal, right? James and the Cavs are headed to Philly tonight with tip-off set for 8 p.m. And I'm Thomas Garvick, and that's it for sports. And Clark, if you're trying to get KFC in the United Kingdom, you might be getting those mashed potatoes dry.
Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, KFC's fried chicken lovers in the United Kingdom are getting less. According to USA Today and other news outlets, the fast food chain announced yesterday that the UK stores are reporting a gravy shortage. The company said in a statement that it's working hard to fix the problem. USA Today reports that the shortage is being blamed on distribution chain and operational issues. It comes just after a chicken shortage forced the temporary closure of hundreds of stores in the UK last week. Now we're going to go to Michaela for a final look at your weather.
Thanks, Clark. Overnight tonight, we're looking at 33 degrees as we start into the night. It's going to be cloudy, there's going to be wind, but as we go into tomorrow, look, that sunshine, it's going to start coming out as those clouds are going to start to fade away. But overall, it's going to be a beautiful and nice day, so make sure that you go outside and you enjoy it. Now, as we look at for tomorrow, it's going to be partly cloudy, but as we start into the weekend, we're going to see that the sun is going to start to come out as we continue into the work week. That sun will still sit out there as the precip may begin to make its way back into the middle of the week.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Clark Wicks. Now stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night.